Boom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is Help on iOS, baby. Boom. And today, something a little bit different, something I wish I didn't have to do. Nobody wishes we had to do it, but here we are. We got a friend in need. Let's listen to Russ8889. Hey. Hi. So I'm running a little bit late today. Haven't had much sleep. Hang on a minute. That was Russ8889. And that was called Rivers Run Wild. Yay. What's happening, everybody? You're doing well? It's another day that have had less sleep than the day before. I can't even talk. Another day where I've had less sleep than the day before, and tell me about it, you. Can I just have another 8 hours sleep? It's a bit like that. It just feels like so much at the moment. I hope you're all doing okay. Thanks for joining me here today. Share it out if you can. You know what I'm saying. I normally don't ask to share out a live stream, but here we are, you know. And this is an odd one because you know, we're talking about Russ today, and he's let's just say it. He's a and but the most lovable one in the world, and so I've posted a video on this fundraiser that we have going, and you know, you can go and watch that. I'm going to go through what I said on that as well, and we're going to play some songs in between and all that kind of stuff. But like, this is a lot. This is a lot for him even being here. It's a lot because I know Russ really, really well, and he will put everything aside for his mates. You know, he will go without for his mates. It's just that's how he is. And he's one tough son of a bitch. He's been tried to put the Lord has tried to put him down many times, but he just keeps bouncing back. And I don't know how he does it. He's very inspirational to me. So I met him here. Well, here on this channel. He came over to this channel. He obviously uses his iPad to make music. And yeah, then I had him on the show. I didn't really know him as well by the time I had him on the show and interviewed him. And when he came on the show, we found out a lot about him, which was, you know, I guess for many I guess we don't think about it. So if you don't know, in 2019, Russ had a major stroke, and this is how much of a trooper he is. He had a stroke. It was happening, and he went, oh, fuck, I don't feel fucking very good, do I think I'll go lie down. And he just went back to bed and continued having a stroke and then woke up, and that was probably a poor choice, going back to bed, if you really think about it. But, you know, he wakes up the next day and basically he's paralyzed. That's the way it is. And, you know, he's in hospital. He's lost all movement down one side of his body. And to this day, you know, we've heard stories because we hang out all the time and chat every day on voice chat. And, you know, even in hospital, he was just like, they were saying, oh, you know, you're going to have to stay in here and go through rehabilitation. He was like, fucking, how do I get home? And he just didn't want anything to do with it and just wanted to get home. And because, like, his musical history, I mean, he's, you know, owned a record label, and he's been in amongst it as a musician. He's lived it. And to have all that taken away was pretty huge. But this is a dude who has never had a handout ever. Never. So this is really hard. And, you know, I'm sure he's pretty pissed at me for doing this because I didn't really, you know, I'm just doing it and that's it. He's a very proud human being, very, very proud human being. He doesn't take handouts. He doesn't complain and doesn't buck up and whine like many victims in this world. So it's very hard for him to accept help. So yeah, look, he has a stroke. He comes out. He has to go through so much rehabilitation. I mean, you've all seen him on the show. You've seen him speak, and you know he's not fucking Speedy Gonzales when it comes to like talking, is he? I've got to do my best to not divulge this into a roast. This is the hardest thing. He's probably laughing. I'm going to not turn it into a roast, or I just sit here and roast him. But no, it's anyway. Let's say hello to you all, and I'll continue. Hugh, there we've got roast him. Yeah, of course you would say that, dude. Cold Acre, Herbs, hello. Roast away. Of course, you see, this is what he does. He goes, I can take it. Roast away. Thomas, Joe, harsh, I know. Yeah, but you don't know. This is, see? And I knew he'd say that next. I don't care. Ali, I'm not going to roast him. Hugh, thanks, Ali, for sharing this. And who else do I see? If I scroll, I saw Audible Video. Thanks for donating. Mr. Smith, hello. That was the quickest hello ever. Brad, hi Brad. You're late today, Brad. You're always late. Covered by CQ, hello. So yeah, yesterday I put this thing together and was like, all right, we've got to raise money because, all right, so I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place because this is so he gets out of hospital, he goes through rehabilitation, and he refuses to say no because that's Russ. He just refuses to lie down. I mean, if you punch him, he'll just get back up. He's just very, very resilient. But you know what? Being resilient, it's funny because I did Walk With Me this week, and I went to a place where I have a lot of childhood memories for me that's all been destroyed and been replaced with new modern housing and stuff. And I was talking a lot about my nana in Walk With Me this week, which will be on tomorrow if I get it finished today. And I was saying in Walk With Me how Russ reminds me of my nana, the stiff upper lip. You know what I'm saying? Just march on through and not expect anybody to help. Roll the sleeves up kind of thing. Well, he can only roll one sleeve up, can't he? So, you know. But the thing is, so Russ, his whole life is around making music. And, you know, when something like that happens to you, obviously you're going to try and find a way to make music again. And that's where the iPad came into his life, you know. And that's how we became friends because of this channel and making music on an iPad. And it's not only making music on an iPad for us, it's everything because, like, you can't use a computer. It's only got one arm, you know. So the iPad is perfect for that whole touch experience. You can do everything you can like that. And so, yeah, he gets to making music. And the thing is, I think since he should have another stroke because he's probably been making the best music of his life. I think after going through so much of his music, he's been making the best music of his life since getting an iPad. And, you know, he's grown so much as a musician, I believe. You know, he used to just be a dance music person, you know, just, you know. But seriously, a stroke of genius, yes, exactly. So the stroke probably woke up his genius. And no, but he has been making the best music. I think he's making the best music of his life, and he's been making it on an iPad. But the thing is, too, that the other thing that you guys don't get to see, like, you know, he's been on the show a hell of a lot. Just think about the little things, right? And we forget about this stuff. We forget about, like, just being able to put a fucking pillowcase on a pillow, or, like, you know, being able to make the bed, or just putting on socks. You know what I mean? For most of us, that's something we take for granted, of just putting on a sock, and it's not an easy thing to do for us. You know, it's there's so many things that take two hands, really, to us, unimportant things that happen each day, and you just do it and go, yep, on with your day. But it's not something that is in Russ's, periphery. And in saying that, So he lives with his mum Dot, and many of you know Dot. She's been on the show. She's probably roasted your music if you've been a member and been at the Sunday roast. His mum, you think Russ is bad? Dot will tear a hole in your music. Mr. Smith, you've been on the end of that shit. You know, a few people have been on the end of this stuff. Hey, Stu, good to see you. Thank you so much. That's very kind. We'll go through people because a lot of people have donated already, and that's really fantastic. I'll explain how I've had to set it up because, wow, it's a nightmare. When you're trying to set up a fundraiser for somebody in another country, I just Dot gave you a 5. Well, there you go. Let's play another song while I have a bit of coffee and get my head together. I got this. I think the last person I spoke to before I went to bed was Russ at 2 a.m. It's now 8 a.m. He was the last person I spoke to. So let's play this. This is from the Delicate Giants. It's from the debut Delicate Giants album. And this is Concord, and it's a rad song. Let's do it. Boom. Yeah, all right. Shut up. I guess I should show the page and stuff. So, wow, guys, we're at $415. So let me explain what I had to do this. So there is 2 ways to do it. 2 ways to donate. You can go directly through PayPal, which will be in Great British Pounds. But as I said, it's really hard to do it from here because I first set up a GoFundMe, and unfortunately, I set up a GoFundMe and it was all set to go and to earn money, and nobody could donate. It wouldn't allow people to donate, and I couldn't work out why. And I'm like, what is going on here? And it turns out because GoFundMe is a company in America, and I'm doing this at a certain time when they're closed, I had to wait until nighttime here to get on the help thing. And it turns out that because I used to use GoFundMe and donate to people and had a GoFundMe at one stage many, many years ago for something, you could pull out the funds in PayPal, but they stopped doing that. So anybody who has an account that used to take money out through PayPal, their account's disabled, and you now have to remove your whole account and start again. Thanks for telling us that. That would have been really good information, GoFundMe. But no, you didn't. So I set all this thing up and put it out there and then realized it wasn't working. So I moved across to an Australian thing, which I've used before for somebody else, called My Cause. So, and again, when you're setting this up for somebody else, I have to set it up in my own country's money. So the amount we've set is $2,000, and it sounds like a lot. But then if we hit that target of 2,000, that equates to 1,000 Great British Pounds. So it's half that. I know. So, man, the way the dollar is throughout the world, same as time zones, and it's just so frustrating. I wish we could all just, I know there's people out there, there are lunatics out there who are like, oh, but one world order. I just wish we all had a currency that we could all just have the same currency. Oh, good God, it is so frustrating. But there's enough of my whinge here. So I have this set up, and the way it's going to roll is once this is finished, I can transfer this to my PayPal and just send this over to Russ. Obviously, these guys are going to take money, and PayPal's going to take a little bit too. So it's the only way I could think of doing it. But you can send money direct to Russ's PayPal, and it will be direct and be far less funds coming out, or there's this way as well. So I'm so happy. So look, I know times are really tough too. So I get all of that, and know that, you know, we're not all in a good place. The world is in a terrible place financially. I love this photo of him and his mum. And he's lost a shitload of weight since this photo, so he's about half the size of this at the moment as well too. But you can see people have donated here. Mark Turner, Stu Cashmore, Frank Terzo, Kurd, Folk Punk, Jamie Malander, Golders, Mateusz, Christopher Rossi, Ed Zielinski, Thomas Christ, Hubs, me. I put 20 in just to kick it off, but I'm going to throw another 100 in today and put it up a bit. And then when I get my Distro Kid money next week for my sponsored show, I'm going to throw another 100 in there as well. So that's just the way it's going to be. Now, so there is the thingy-mabob. Watch the video if you want. It was pretty heartfelt what I wrote, what I said in the video and all that kind of stuff. Boom. All right, let's come back over here. So here's the other thing. Now, Russ is here. Now, this is so hard because I know Russ hates this. I'm the same. I know when people raised money for me when my channel got taken down, it was that was not anything I expected. So it was very hard to comprehend in your mind that people around the world are donating money to you that you've never met. It's very... And as I said, Russ is such a proud motherfucker. I'm surprised he even told us that this was going on. Like, it is what it is. Because you probably haven't seen him around lately. Now, not only is his iPad used for making music, it's for everything. That's his banking. He does everything on his fucking iPad. It's because that's his outlet to the fucking world. You know, he's not a very mobile human being. He's not going on a marathon anytime soon, let me tell you that. But here's the other thing too. So normally, if something like this went down, he'd probably be able to push and try and get the money himself. But, you know, things are pretty full on at the moment. With his mum's not doing too well. I'm just going to go out and say it. Dot's not very well. Probably one of the reasons I haven't done a roast, because she's not well, man, and it sucks. And I'd love to have her on and do a roast, but for me at the moment, my moral compass, I don't want to put her through that kind of thing when she's not well. Yeah, so. So now Russ lives with his mum so she can help him because he's disabled. But now he's a disabled guy looking after his mum who's not so well. So it's like the blind leading the fucking blind at the moment, right? And, it's a little bit tough. And if you don't know, also Russ is married and his wife lives in the US, Liz, and she's been battling cancer for a long time. And now most of you, if you live in America, you know too that the healthcare system in America is non-existent. So not only does poor old Russ have to look after his mum and himself on a disability pension, but he's also like basically keeping Liz going over in the US with what little money he has because the American government, the insurance companies are fucking cunts. So this has come at a really bad time. And let's talk about what happened. So just so you know. So Russ has this satchel, yes? He has this satchel he puts over his shoulder because he's only got one fucking arm. Yeah, more like health wear system, exactly. So he puts this little satchel over his shoulder because he goes upstairs. And he's been doing this forever, right? Forever and ever and ever, like so long. Puts his water in there with his lid, tightens his lid. He normally turns the bottle upside down to make sure nothing comes out, puts it in the bag, puts some snacks in there, some biscuits, iPad, phone, extra hard drive, whatever he needs to take from upstairs, and he puts it on his shoulder and he takes 35 minutes to fucking get up the stairs to get to his room, and then pulls everything out, and he's set in his bedroom to have his iPad and his snacks and everything. And well, last week he did the same ritual that he's been doing for ages, but didn't check the water bottle. And his bag is waterproof, and so the iPad and everything went in, and when he got upstairs, he put the bag down, didn't immediately pull it out, all the stuff, then reached in and pulled out his biscuits and pulled them out, and his biscuits were full of water. And guess what? And the water had emptied into the bag, and because the bag's waterproof, it just had created a pool of water, and the iPad was floating in the water. And I don't know if you know about electronics floating in water. Well, can we find a sound effect for that? Not good. Ouch. Now, iPads suck because they cost a lot of fucking money. For instance, this one right here cost me nearly $3,000. So there you go. I don't know, and I don't know what I would do without my iPad because it's the whole centerpiece of my studio. Now, most of you would think, see, look, Joe says here, expletives. I can tell you, no, that didn't happen. I don't think that happened. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen because you know how the human brain, for little things, this is me anyway, the little things, man, I will lose my shit and go, fucking, I'll just lose it over the tiniest little things. But you know that feeling when something like you know, and like your iPad, it costs so much money, and it's not even anger. It's just that hot flush that goes up your body, and it's that. I'm pretty sure it was shock. I don't even think there was swearing. I think it was just shock, and that. Oh man, I hate that. There's been a few. Now, you guys, if you've been watching my channel long enough, you remember in the first season of this show, this computer over here this thing was brand new to run the show. You know, this is a $3,000 laptop, and during a show, I used to have my cup sitting here on this bench, and my mixer was down here on a table. And during the show, I fucking hit this, and it bounced off here, and the tea went all over my laptop and all into my mixer, and the whole show just went off the air. And that computer was just brand new, and fuck me, there was no swearing. There was tears. It just, oh my God. When something is worth so much money and worth so much to you, because like, let's not beat around the bush. Russ has a lot of music on this iPad, and it's a lot of stuff that isn't released yet, and it's a lot of stuff that, he can't get back possibly. So I think they've looked into that, and I don't think I don't think they renewed it. I don't think so. So yeah, we talked about that yesterday. But yeah. So basically, all of the Delicate Giants music is on that iPad. Everything. All the masters, everything. And new Delicate Giant stuff that's for the next album, and stuff that was taken off the album. And there's a whole new album that's on there that's all like a bit of a secret project that he's been working on for a while. That's sick, and that's all on there, and there's a whole bunch of collaborations on there. The good news is, we hope it's all been saved to the cloud. So we don't know how much, because iOS has a mind of its own sometimes. So if we get another iPad, we'll be able to get, I believe, most of it back. So there's definitely hope there. So that's one saving grace. But it's all the little things too, like Russ was saying, he's banking, and it's just so much that he's had to go through and ring up, and fuck, you guys know what that shit's like, ringing the bank. Oh, man. It's been hard to sit here and watch from afar, because I know I would be absolutely heartbroken about this. And again, Russ is very proud. Like, he sent me an email last night saying, I don't know how to deal with this. I saw money appear in my in his PayPal, and this is something completely foreign to Russ to ask for help. But he's not. This is on me. I'm doing this because it's heartbreaking. And listen, we need to get him an iPad, because I don't think I can deal with chatting with him every day if he's not making music. God, can you imagine how much more of more of a he's going to be? But no, yeah. And maybe I'm just doing this to butter him up to try and see if he'll finally allow me to be the vocalist for Delicate Giants. You like that, Russ? Anyway, let's play another song. So this is all off the cuff today, just doing this show just to put it out there. But I'm not going to choose another Delicate Giants. I'm going to choose this this Sand Dance song. I love this song. This is one of Russ's songs. So let's play this. Leela. You know what I'm talking about, Leela. All right. This is Sand Dance by Russ8889. Boom, let's go. So Sandance, that was a tribute to his friend who passed away too. So now this is the other thing too that I want to touch on before we get out of here for today. And I have to go to work and do other things. The one thing, Russ, look, you know, if you didn't know Russ from his music, you didn't know him from around here, you sure as hell have seen him in your comments, because that is the one thing that Russ is pretty prolific with. He does listen to everyone's music. I wish I could keep up with everyone's music, but Russ is on it. Normally he's, you know, when something drops, he's normally on it straight away, and he knows everything that everyone's doing. And he put out last year, he put together the whole Music for Life thing and brought all of us together, and then, you know, came up with this idea to raise money for kids with cancer. The dude is passionate about, you know, raising money for people. Even the new Delicate Giants album that dropped, all the proceeds went to charity as well. You know, for somebody who's, you know, not doing it, is doing it tough financially, he sure as hell does give a lot of money away. So, you know, there's that as well. He's a good egg. He's definitely one of my best mates. And the other thing I can tell you, like, he would die for you. He's one of those guys, and this is why it's so hard for him, I think, to accept this kind of stuff, because he's not a person who you know, as I said, puts the hand out at all, ever. In fact, never. That's the thing. But we'll sure as hell reach out to you, and yeah. I remember when I wanted to get Logic on Mac, and unfortunately you got to pay it up front with Logic. It's like here $300 and something. Russ sent me the money that he didn't have and just sent it to me, and I was like, dude. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to America, so just pay it off over a few months, over 6 months." And I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. But yes, he will. You know, that's just Russ. It is, and. Yeah, and so just so you know, I went and filmed Walk. God, I'm such a fuckhead. Went and filmed Walk With Me this week. You're gonna have to give me a second here. And sorry guys, you like that view of my grey hair? It's wonderful. That's what we came here for. Let's put that in there. So I went and filmed Walk With Me last week, and I'm going to have to edit that today, so time is of the essence. And I'll be doing that today. And while I was out filming Walk With Me, funnily enough, like, speaking of Russ, this gag's not going to work now. The payoff, I'm too slow. I'm just too slow today. Can't get my shit together. Normally I'm on fire with this stuff. So while I was out filming Walk With Me, I came across Russ. I did come across Russ while I was filming Walk With Me. And I'm going to show you the footage. Here we go. So I said I wasn't going to turn this into a roast, but I... It's you, Russ, in Lego form. Russ, when's the new Delicate Giants album coming out? Yeah, he wasn't very talkative that day. He was pretty quiet. I think it was because the iPad had gone down. Anyway, see, look, now some people are probably thinking what a piece of shit I am, but you got to understand, this is our sense of humour, you know what I mean? our whole sense of humor each day is putting shit on each other. That's all we do. Me, Brad, Russ, and Leela, and Audible, and whoever else pops in our chat. We just dogpile shit on each other. And it's a constant barrage of crap on each other all day. And so it's hard when something like this happens because you just want to give Russ shit. But at the same time, your heart's broken for him. But yeah. Anyway, I'm not good at this, am I? I'm doing a terrible job today at hosting this show. We've had somebody else donate some money on the so anonymous. Somebody donated another $20. So thank you for that. Here we are, $435 raised so far here, and God knows how much on the PayPal, because I know there's been a lot of people doing PayPal because they know that the fees aren't as much anyway as well. So I'm pretty sure Frank is going to mention this over on the Community Pulse today. I'll be sending this out to Hippie and stuff like that. So hopefully we can get this done. And, even if we can't get all of it, at least most of it to help get that fucking iPad. I saw E-Urban wrote something before about iCloud. Can't we just grab the iCloud? Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I can't grab his iCloud thing onto my iPad. It just doesn't work because it takes over the whole iPad. No fees using friends and family. So yeah, there's that as well. So iCloud makes it incredibly hard. Apple, they make great products, but some of the things you have to do to save your stuff is a bit of a pain in the ass. It just is what it is. So I think what he will do, hopefully, is get a separate bag for his water. You got to stop drowning Apple devices. Too, remember, now this is, we'll tell a funny story here. Russ, I think it was his next door neighbor, has a pool, and every now and again, Russ goes for a swim. And that's hilarious in itself, because if you've ever seen somebody with one arm go for a swim, well, they jump in the water and they just go straight to the bottom. And that's why we call him Bob, because he's always bobbing. But no, when was this? It was about a year ago. I think it was a year or a year and a half ago. Russ went to his next door neighbours for a swim. So he doesn't have a good track record with water. And he was in his little shorts to go for a swim. And he jumped in the pool and forgot that he had his iPhone in his pocket. And he took his iPhone for a swim and had to buy a whole new iPhone. That was good. So, yeah, Russ and water, not really good friends, are they? No, not really. So there's that. But I just want to thank everybody who so far has donated, because it really does mean a lot to me that you would do that for us. As I said, there's a lot of music there, and I'm sure all of you can agree. As prolific as Russ is writing, he writes a lot of music. He's constantly every day working on stuff and doing little projects with Vero, and he does so much music. And luckily, a lot of the stuff, video clips he's made, he's got already uploaded to YouTube, and they're all unlisted. So there's that at least. But oh man, there's nothing worse than losing music. It is just. Fuck. I can't even encapsulate it in words. It's super heartbreaking. It's a tough one, but yeah, hopefully we can get it all back. So I don't even know what else to say now. But we've got Pete Johns coming up next. Oh, let me tell you some stuff that's coming up. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have everything edited for Walk With Me. Guys, I don't know if I'm going to film Walk With Me this week. I was meant to do it to go out and film tomorrow, because tomorrow's the only sunny day this week. But I just have so much on. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have I'll be honest, I don't think I have the energy to go out and film an entire day out somewhere. I just don't know. We'll see how we go. Maybe I can do it on my day off on Saturday. I don't know. But I can confirm now that the interview for this week has been all locked in. Michael Thompson is coming on the show from Minneapolis, and we're going to talk about his music this week on the show. So that's a go. That's all ahead. So very excited about that, to have Michael on the show for the first time. I've been trying to get this guy to come on the show. See this guy here? Holy Ghost. But he just won't. He won't come on. Maybe if we all say his name backwards 3 times, he'll decide to come on the show. I really would like to have him on the show for an interview. Also this week, we are continuing on with Adam Burse's truck. There we go. You're too scared. No, you shouldn't be scared, mate. Ask anybody who's been on Holy Ghost. Everybody who's been on was scared, and afterwards they're like, why was I scared? But we're continuing on working on Adam Burse's song this week as well. So that's good times to get that done. It's coming along really good. I just wish Adam was here to hear it. That breaks my heart. The more and more I get closer to finishing that song, it breaks my heart so much. It sucks. Last night, Australian time, I dropped this. So if you haven't seen this, I put together a video on the new Pom Pom pack. Pom Pom producer pack for Logic and GarageBand. And if you don't know who Pom Pom is, guess what? I didn't know who she was either. But in that video, I break it down exactly who she is and give you a bit more insight than what most other tutorials will tell you, because that's what I do. What else was there I was going to tell you guys about before we move on to the next thing? We had a really good app drop yesterday, which I'm very excited about. I know Leela's going to be super excited about this. 4 Pockets dropped a brand new app for vocalists. It's really good. And I'm not sure when I'm covering that exactly. Oh, let me tell you about this. I'm being interviewed today. I don't have a link. I can't send you there. The channel that I'm going on, I'm being interviewed. The time, I can give you the time roughly if you're interested. It's in a completely different space outside of this community, but I'm being interviewed on a channel called Rachel's Ghost. And that is happening. Oops, let me just stop this. So I'm being interviewed over here at Rachel's Ghost. And this is happening Australian time at around 11:30 p.m. tonight, because it's 8:56 in the morning here. So 11:30 p.m. Australian time, that equates to about 2:30 p.m. UK, 9:30 a.m. New York time, and 6:30 a.m. LA time. So I'm being interviewed on here on Rachel's Ghost. And what is Rachel's Ghost? It is a collection of, it's the record vinyl community. It's a whole bunch of people who collect vinyl records and stuff. And Rachel, who hosts the show, is transgender. And we have known each other for a few years. She's been trying to get me on the show for the longest time. And yeah, I'm ready to go on finally. It's not for the lighthearted, folks, if you want. Well, it's not for the weak. There's a lot of jokes that go on and they can be cruel. It's a bit different than our community, let me tell you that. But I'm going to go over there and weather the storm of 200 to 300 people in the chat, probably taking the piss out of me. So let's see what happens there. So that is happening as well. All right, I've got to get out of here because Pete Johns is up next. I'm being yammering too much. Thank you to everybody who's donated so far. I'll be bringing it up on the shows each day and giving you an update of exactly what we're raised, what's going on. I know Frank's going to mention it today. For those who have donated $435 so far Australian, that's really cool. That equates to half that, so 200 something pounds already we've got. And for those who've donated to PayPal, I don't know how much. I'll get an update from Russ as we go along as well. So thank you. Let's go out and play. I won't get all of it played, but we'll play the newest Delicate Giant song until I have to close the show. So on behalf of Russ, there he is. Thank you. Thanks so much for supporting him, and hopefully we can get him up and making music again. Pete Johns up next, and we got Frank Terzo up 15 minutes after that with the Community Pulse. Boom. And I'm going to be sitting here editing video all day and then uploading a 40 gigabyte file. Yay. All right, let's go. This is the Delicate Giants. And this is, of course, shouted from the brand new album. And do what makes you happy, folks. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. Stay awake and let's ja.